So, hi both. It's wonderful to speak to you both today, John, Sean. I had a great time with this film and an admirer of both of your work. So, thank you for taking the time. And John, if it's okay, I wanted to start with you because you very much play the patriarch of this very dysfunctional family. And without
Really? Really?
they
Oh,
don't seem to get on too
I thought
well.
it was normal. To me, I didn't see anything off center.
Well, definitely a little dysfunctional anyway. And
No,
it appears
you're right. You've caught us. You're right.
And it appears that you are the mastermind behind, or at least everyone seems to think you're the mastermind behind all these awful things that are happening. So, what was it about Ellison and this whole project that really drew you in when you read that script?
Well, I initially I had the normal response, which was, I don't want to do this. Holy gosh, you know what I mean? And then I was convinced to do it. You see, and then I fell in love with it. But of course, I wouldn't have done it without Sean McNamara, who really has a touch. He has a touch for this kind of work, and he's never done it before. So, but but even the way he was salivating while he was reading notes to us, I could tell we were in for a real journey. Anyway, ask the man. He's right here, available to us. Let's ask him about this.
Yeah,
Sean?
well, for sure. Sean, obviously, as John said, you get to take us to some really twisted, very violent places in this film. So, how much fun was it to bring the gore to life and to sell actors like John on what you were going to do to them?
Well, I again just I look for the most talented actors I can work with, and John was the head of that in this. And what happens is, I think people do connect to this. They go to a family birthday party or an event or something like that, and not all of us want to be there the whole time. And so this is like on steroids of what if this could happen and that could happen? How would you guys really react? And so when you watch the movie, you're just blown away. This is the worst family reunion, or could it be the best family reunion? Who knows?
Yes. He doesn't want to give away anything.
It's a hard one to talk about without giving too much away. But John,
Right.
I will say as the story progresses, you obviously get to play around with some prosthetics, with obviously how Ellison's story goes. So, what was that transformation like for you? And do you find something like that really helps obviously bleed into your performance and what you're doing with a character like this?
Well, we had. I'm very. I have a lot of fun with makeup, and I'm a danger to the makeup artist because I'm inventive. I want to play with it like anyone would. It's really playtime. So you put this on, you try this, you try, well, maybe I can do this with my eye, and maybe anyway, we have some fun with it. And I did enjoy the fellow I worked with was really a good guy, and we did some good work. But it comes down to a lot of that comes down to the lighting when you're considering makeup. A lot of it comes down to the lighting because some stuff you can't get away with unless it's lit properly too. But we had a wonderful DP on the film. What's it, Stan? What's his last name?
Adam Slewinski.
Adam Swinski. Wonderful, just wonderful. And I think that that his work in the film is quite extraordinary. It draws you in. It's really a well-lit film, beautifully lit, and creates a belief in all of the things that we're doing in the film, which were quite extraordinary.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, John, you have played some great villains over the years, and what's proven to be a really legendary career. Those characters have really stood out. But what is it about antagonists like the one in this film that really you enjoy sinking your teeth into as an actor, do you think?
I tell you, it being the head of a family, of course, I'm an older fella, and I felt like all of these young people were in my charge in a certain way. And I really I had that father figure among the group. And that I felt actually very pleased with. I was very, very happy with this ensemble. Great ensemble. What a wonderful group of performances. And I wanted to work with Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, and I got my chance, and he was as spectacular as I thought he might be. And some of the other, I don't want to talk about one performance and leave out others. Maybe Sean will talk about one or two others. But they all were wonderful. And And I felt myself somehow strangely comfortable with this role, with all of the damage that was being done around me.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sean, obviously, John alluded to it there. You do have a great cast here. I can't name everyone, but you've got actors like obviously Jonathan, Will, Laura, and Megan. So when you're casting these people to kill in such gloriously inventive ways and you're setting John loose on them, how much fun is that for you as a filmmaker to pitch them on the ideas you have?
Well, it's the best thing in the world. And luckily, you know, having John there brings out the best talent that they have, and they just want to bring it every single day. And they're super talented. I mean, like John said, they're all great, but Megan, who is a new star, she is just so beautiful, understated elegance, and just can scare the heck out of you. It's just something that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And putting those actors together, they just got better and better, and it was amazing.
Yeah, and in terms of you're both of a question for both of you, the collaboration you had to create this character of Ellison, because he is such a rich and fascinating guy. What was that process like for you? And when John was cast, Sean, did the character evolve at all from what was on the page?
Well, I'll start with that. First of all, I worked with John on a lot of movies, and what I love about John is he digs into the script. I think he understands story is everything as he's building his character. And to have an actor who cares that much about the whole movie just makes it so much better. It's not, hey, I'm just looking at my part here that's a part of the whole. John looks at everything and discusses it, how everything reacts together. So I am just blessed to be able to work with him in that situation where we get to create together. And of course, John's ideas are just the highest level of brain thought. He brings a complete different level that takes everybody up a level, all the actors. But I just really enjoy those sessions when we hang out, we have coffee, and he's got his pencil and he's literally coming up with ideas. And you don't get that with actors very often. They're always concerned with what they say and what they do. John sees the whole movie and how it all are the spokes to the character that he's playing.
That's the nicest thing that anybody's ever said about me. And I'd like you to put that on my tombstone, all of it. But it was an exciting thing to work on this film. I'll return the compliment in a certain sense because working with Sean on this film was extraordinary. He had many cameras, sometimes 4. I don't know if we even got up to 5 cameras on the set at the same time, and he's looking in the monitor at 5 cameras and sometimes directing from the other side of this wall, and he's got us all going, you know. And his voice happens to be, he's got such a great energy. And it's always very positive and loving, I must say. He's very, very positive energy, but he'll give you the energy and he'll restart things, and we have to do this again, and let's do this, and what that camera move this. It's I don't know what it's like. It's not like anything you think of in terms of having a controlled set. But this was really, it was like an athletic event for all of us. It was really lots of fun and amazing for me to watch. I was always deeply impressed with what was going on around me, I must say. It was fun, a lot of fun too.
Fantastic. And John, I'm a big Ray Donovan fan. Obviously, Mickey was such a grounded character. So loved how you guys wrapped that story up in the film earlier this year. But to come onto a project like this, where you get to be a bit more larger than life and you get to go down these quite dark routes, how much fun is that for you as an actor?
Well, it was fun. It was fun for all of us, but, you know, it was very intense. So we all had to go to work, you know, and it was very high level stuff, you know, big emotion, big, you know, big stuff. And we were very blessed to have this team of people, this ensemble. Jonathan Rhys-Meyers is a person that I'd heard about, and I wanted to work with him, and that was a wonderful experience for me, and the others too. Will Sasso was a surprise as a great dramatic force, aside from his wonderful wit, which brings lots of color into the sequences. And as And this Megan Carpentier, she just is something very special. But everybody in the piece I can talk to for, talk about for length. I was very impressed with all of us.
Well, absolutely. Well, I loved what you guys did together, all of you. I thought this film came together fantastically. I had a great time watching it.
Oh,
Sean,
great.
really excited to see what you do next behind the camera. John, goes without saying, what a pleasure to speak to an acting legend such as yourself. So thank you both for taking the time today.
It was great with you, and you're very talented. You're so very talented. Pleasure to talk to you.
You're far too kind. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.